What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I still don't have my podcasting mic, and it's kind of starting to make me mad. I have no clue where it is. I mean, I must have thrown it out. Like, what the heck else did I do with it? So you're just going to have to bear with me and listen to the annoying lawn noises in the background. I will say that I love my neighborhood, no doubt, but a drawback is all these stupid, like, everyone's doing their lawn or doing construction on their house 24/7. There's no end to the power tools being used outside. So I plan to propose a bill to my city to ban the use of gas-powered or motor-powered, gas-powered motors in lawn blowing tools. I don't mind. I can understand a lawnmower because at least I know there's an end to it. But there is no end in sight whatsoever for leaf blowers. Like, you literally think, like, oh my god, all right, they've been doing it for 10 minutes. Surely they're done now. No, they're never done. They will blow that lawnmower, leaf blower, to the end of time. I think it's because they get paid by the hour. So they figure, hey, if I got this thing going for, a couple hours, I'm going to get a couple more bucks. Pardon me for that. And it's just like, dude, there's humanity around here. We appreciate the nice, peaceful quiet of suburban Michigan. We don't need your stupid lawn leaf blowers blowing 24/7. So anyways, welcome back to the Justice League podcast, where we talk about fantasy football and not lawn care production tools. So today's episode, we're still pre-draft, so there's still not too much talking about in the league, but I thought we can maybe go through some stories together, some news articles, and just have a nice, cute little episode on some fantasy football around the news, help the league prep for the draft. So yeah, I feel like maybe this could be a tool for my league. You guys can hear a little bit about what I have to say. You're a reigning champion and league commissioner. About maybe not how you should draft, but maybe how you should be thinking about this draft, who you should be considering, yada, 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 yada. So let's hop right into it. Alright, actually, first order of business before we get into the exciting world of fantasy news read from the ESPN website, we have a team name change. And not only do we have a team name change from someone who changes their name year in, year out, such as me or Matthew or Luke or Tristan, we have a legacy team name change. One of our great owners, Matt R., henceforth known as Matt, has changed his name to New South Charlietown, parentheses, sexy. What do I think about this name change? I think it is a step in the right direction. I think, excuse me, his old team name might have been a little insensitive, insensitive, I would say, no concern for the individual's feelings that he was going after. So I appreciate this team name change. If you did not know, Matt came into this league with a team name footchiken 2.0 with a capital F on the foot. So as loyal footchiken fans would know, it is almost heresy to capitalize that first F. And so he's had this name for, all 5 seasons that he's been here, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And so it's good to see the progress that we're making in this league, social justice-wise. And so I think it's a positive move. I think it's refreshing for the club, who's struggled in this league for a little bit. Yeah, they've had the one good season. Sorry for the power tools. I really hate them. Can I close my window? Yes. Do I want to? No, it's a little hot. But I might have to do it, so I'll be right back. if I can rant about leaf blowers for a little bit longer, are not leaf blowers supposed to help blow the like brush the dust and the leaves faster? Is that not their purpose? I can sweep faster than these guys use a leaf blower. I literally take like half the time. I mean, these guys have been using a leaf blower for like 15 minutes. I mean, it's supposed to take like seconds. That's what a leaf blower is for. It's supposed to powerfully blow your leaves. And if you can't do leaf blower things under like 2 minutes, then you're clearly just time wasting. And maybe respect to them, they're trying to, get some more cash, being paid by the hour, whatnot. Good for them, but for me, it's making me mad, and I'm sick of it. So that's why I'm sending this bill into City Hall. So back to the name change. I think it's refreshing. I think it's good for the club to move past their old, maybe controversial roots. Just joking, just joking. I didn't take any offense to footchiken 2.0. I did take a little offense to the capital F, but I've always respected that team name. I've always kind of liked it, to be honest. But I do like this new name. It's a callback or a shout out to our pro clubs. So if you don't know pro clubs, our FIFA team, basically that's what it is. FIFA, the video game, we've got a team on there. And it's South Charlton Town. It should be South, but this year it's actually only Sith. So Matt has changed his name from footchiken 2.0 to New South Charlie Road. So I like that, or New South Charlie Town. I like that name change. I think it's good. I think it's fun. He kept the logo the same, which is Mickey Mouse with a football in arms. And so that is the only other name change we've had. We've got Zach Jennings, that big HR guy. I expect maybe Matthew to change his name. I expect Luke to probably change his name. Tristan may change his name. I don't know. I'm surely going to change my name. I haven't decided yet, but I like to keep it fresh. The only thing that concerns me is will I be going against my jinx? So you know what I mean? So like, or will I be jinxing myself with a name change? Because I've had good juju under this most recent team name, which is the Bachelorette winners. And so why would I want to change that, But I think the reason I want to change that is because I don't want to be stale. I want to keep it fresh. I want to keep it, relevant to the most recent league happenings. And so the reason my name was Bachelorette winners, we've got plenty of time to talk on this podcast. So I'm just going to go into it real quick. I was on a student-led game show. So winter 2020 semester, we get this. So there's like Facebook groups, all that yada yada yada. So there's a Facebook group for the college that I've attended, University of Michigan, and someone made a post in it about a campus bachelor competition. So like the movie show The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. And they were taking applications. And so I was like, oh, that'd be fun to apply to. So I applied to it. And then, I put down goofy answers, yada, yada, yada. And then I made it to the next round. And the next round was submit a video. So I was like, oh, I made it to the next round. That's so funny. Let me make, a funny video because I like to make funny videos. They're not that funny. Like I wouldn't label myself even close to a comedian, but I think they're funny. I get a laugh out of them on YouTube. And so I was like, oh, let me do one kind of in the style of that. So I did one in the style of that. Lo and behold, 1 month later or 2 weeks later, something like that, I get the email, congrats, you've made it onto the campus Bachelorette. So I was going to be on the Bachelorette, the one where there's one girl and a bunch of guys are fighting for her. So then tragedy struck, COVID struck, and so they had to completely restructure. It was going to be kind of like the dating game as is, but it was going to be live in-person thing at like a bar or something like that. And then they changed it to just a Zoom thing, because that's what they had to do. It turns out it was a class project. So it was a class project. It was some entrepreneurship project where it's just a joke of a class. You 2 credits or whatever for just showing up. And so basically, that was strange. Basically, that was their project was, all right, just come up with a project. That's what they said. They said that their teacher was just like, come up with something to fill your time for the next semester. So they came up with the idea to host the game show, The Bachelorette, and I think they had come up with that idea because there's University of Michigan Survivor is actually a pretty big thing on campus. Not that big, but it is pretty big. A decent amount of people know about it, and a decent amount of people apply, and I think work on it. I mean, it seems like there's a massive production staff, and thousands of people watch it. I'm pretty sure they've got a couple thousand subscribers, so it's pretty cool. And so I think that's where they got their idea was, oh, these guys, they've hosted like a mock game show on campus. Why not we try it? So they tried it, and I was on it. It was like 4 guys vying for the one girl's attention because it wasn't like a whole semester long thing. I think it would have been cool if it was a whole semester long thing. I think that's another idea that they could definitely get into. I'm sure there's, some restrictions or whatever, or trademarks or something that they can't exactly do. But I think it'd be a fun idea if someone created the Michigan Survivor version of Michigan Bachelorette, and because you could definitely do it. I'm sure there's women on campus that would want to be the Bachelorette, and I'm sure there's guys on campus that would, do it for I feel like that's a no-brainer. Someone would do it. Anyways, I've completely gotten off topic. I just wanted to say I got on the show. It was a ride, and I won it. I won the woman. She's mine now. Even though we haven't talked in forever, she's still legally mine. I have claimed rights to her. I've got a certificate from the President of the United States, who, by the way, is my best friend. I've been best friends with all presidents since 2008. So presidents have always been there for me. I'm quite close. I've been president myself. So anyways, that's the point I was trying to make. Presidents were together. That's why I'm best friends with the president. Okay, let's move on. I was Bachelorette. I won the Bachelorette winner. That was my name. It brought me good juju. Why do I want to change it? I don't know. I just like to have new names each year. I like to try to keep it fresh. But I guess the other thing, like I said, that's sticking in my mind is, oh, well, I've had this year. I've found the one, haven't I? Haven't I found the team name to last? Maybe. But I'm not even gonna play with that. I'm just gonna find the next one. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find the next one. So that is the league's team name situation at the moment. Another exciting development is we also have a new league chat message. We don't get these very much. I'm usually the one dropping league chat messages. So we've got a message from Matt R., aka Matt, aka owner of New South Charlie Road. So let's check it out. It seems pretty exciting to me, and all it says is horny. And I gotta say, I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you for your message. I will reply back right now. Dear team owner, thank you for your message. We will consider your request and get to you promptly. Have a wonderful weekend. Good luck in the upcoming draft. Sincerely, footchiken. Lee-ish. Submit. So that was extremely exciting. And just more league happenings. We've got a poll right now. We have been considering putting money down on this league for a couple of years, but we've never really made it happen. So this year we're kind of trying to make it happen, but we couldn't decide if we wanted to or if how much we wanted to do. So right now there is a vote out there, a league poll out there. Do you want to do it? And there are 3 options. Yes, let's put more than or equal to $25 down, or yes, but I want to put less than $25 down, or I don't want to do money. So right now we've got 3 votes. 2 yeses for greater than or equal to $25, 1 yes for less than $25. So there is a plurality on the yeses, but there is no majority. And so I want a league majority to vote yes. I mean, I guess theoretically we could just force them to, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be tough to force them to. Force the rest of the people in the league. I think in general, though, most people in the league would do it. Like, if we just asked, they would do it. I feel like I would only get, pushback from maybe 1 or 2 league owners. So, but it's a draft day thing. By draft day, if it's still the plurality, then I think I'll go through with it. But if we get a majority on no money, then I'm definitely not going to go through with it. $25 for me, I'm not psyched about. I'd rather do 10. And that's just because I think it'd be better. I think it'd be more popular. I think it'd be easier to force people to put money down if we did 10 than 25. I guess we could sell it as, oh, well, you'll get more money if you win. But the people that are pushing back, they're not the ones likely to win this league, if you know what I'm saying. So that's why I see this as a negative. What the heck is making all this noise? Oh, it's one of the pages that I have open. All right, well, you know what? I'm just going to mute my computer. Okay. So let's take a look at a couple fantasy articles and see what they have to say. First fantasy article, which I think is pertinent, came from Adam Teicher on July 23rd, so about a week ago. And he titled the article, Kansas City Chiefs QB Patrick Mahomes says no physical limitations heading into camp. Pat Mahomes said he would have no physical limitations at Kansas City's training camp, which begins on Saturday, so last Saturday. I've been training, throwing, running, doing everything that I usually do, said Mahomes, who had surgery for turf toe in February, shortly after the Chiefs lost to the Buccaneers. That's what was so good about off-season practice and doing those things, is that I tested it there and I realized I was good. Then when I got back, I was able to do what I would normally do. The Chiefs had initially hoped Mahomes would be able to participate for the final few days of off-season work, but Mahomes was ahead of schedule and full participant for the entire 4 weeks practice. We definitely did a little bit more as far as mobility with the foot, Mahomes said. Blah, 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 blah. All right, the reason I think this is important news is because turf toe is one of those weird injuries that's like chronic, I'm pretty sure. Like once you get turf toe, you're kind of subject to it forever because it's like a tendon thing. Or it's like, it's one of those weird, muscly, chronic-y things. And, like, it kind of goes on forever. And, I'm pretty sure once you have it, you're probably easier to get it again. Then again, Patrick Mahomes was probably given the best surgeons and the best medical staff known to mankind to help him get back. I mean, the Chiefs has $500 million on this guy. $500 million. So you think they're gonna just let their investment go to waste? No. But the reason I was concerned is because, like I just said, turf toe is bad. And so was it gonna limit his mobility? Was it gonna limit his ability to move around in the pocket? I was definitely fearful of that. It was something I was considering, especially with my spot in the draft. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce could kind of open up for me kind of in the later stage of the first round. And I was considering, maybe I wouldn't take him because what if Mahomes doesn't have that extra spark? Is he going to be at the same level? Probably at the end of the season, I'm going to be looking like an absolute idiot. Why doubt Patrick Mahomes? You know what I mean? He's one of the greatest athletes we've seen, in our generation. Like he's definitely up there with his athleticism and his football intelligence and ability. And so why doubt Patrick Mahomes? I don't know, but the doubt was there, I will admit. And so it was kind of creeping into my mind. So it is good to hear that he's going to be healthy. I don't think I'm going to have a chance at him in my draft. Theoretically, yes. If I was, really going after him, then I could grab him, like pick one in the fourth round. But that would be kind of a stupid pick. I don't think I'd want to do that. That's just way too early for a quarterback. I'm definitely waiting till rounds 7, 8. I think I'm waiting till round 7, 8 to get a quarterback. I think most of our league will too. I think we definitely usually have some early quarterback picks. I mean, last year we had a historically early quarterback pick. I won't name names, but he knows who he is. Um, but I just think it's too early, even for Patrick Mahomes, because you really got to figure out, running back one, running back two, wide receiver one, and flex. I think you got to figure that out in your first 4 rounds of the draft, because there's 32 quarterbacks out there, right? And at least, I feel like at least 14 of them are good enough to start week in, week out. I think maybe 6 of them are like definite starters, will definitely get you 20 points each week. But I'd still, take those other 8. And so why wait, or why go and get Patrick Mahomes that early? If, yes, sure, maybe he'll get you 30 points per week. Or I don't know. I don't even think Patrick Mahomes can get you 30 points per week. But it just doesn't make sense in my mind to take a quarterback that early. So I was kind of thinking at it more along the lines of players around him being affected by his performance. So it's good to hear that he's healthy. He says we definitely did a little bit more as far as mobility with the foot. We always do stuff with the foot and the ankle and the knee, but we did different stuff just to keep that mobility going, strengthening that area that he lost strength in. Blah, blah, blah. Interestingly enough, oh no, this is so sad. This was tacked on to the end of the article. This is nuts. Okay, so reading the end of the article, most of the Chiefs veterans will report to camp at Missouri Western State University in St. Joseph on Monday, with practice beginning on Wednesday. Coach Andy Reid said defensive end Frank Clark would report on time and participate in practice. Good. But the caveat is the reason there's question about Frank Clark being on time and participating in practice is Clark was recently not arrested, excuse me, was recently charged in Los Angeles with felony weapons possession after a March arrest. Clark was also arrested, so I guess he was arrested in Los Angeles in June in a separate incident in which police allegedly saw a submachine gun in his car, but that incident remains under investigation. Frank Clark, Michigan player, Michigan man. I mean, I've been boasting about him to my Michigan State friends because he's a Super Bowl winner last year, and then he's been kind of integral to their, not crazy integral, but he's been a big part of the Chiefs defense. And now he's going and getting arrested for me. I mean, what do you need a submachine gun for? Are you in the drug business? Maybe he's in the drug business, and he thinks someone's gonna pull up on him and do a drive-by. So Frank Clark, I hope you sort it out, buddy. You don't need a submachine gun. Maybe get a little pistol in your car if you're afraid of that, or something like that. Have a shotgun in your home. I don't know, but you don't need to drive around with a submachine gun. And I mean, get if you're gonna get a weapon, get it legally. You're a professional athlete. There's no reason why you can't legally get a gun. I mean, maybe you can. Maybe Frank Clark's a psychopath and he shouldn't be allowed to own a gun. I don't know. But that was just so random. I mean, this article is literally titled Kansas City Chiefs QB Pat Mahomes says no physical limitations heading into camp. Whole article is about Pat Mahomes, and then right at the end they're just like, oh, by the way, Frank Clark was charged with felony weapons possession in March. Like, what the hell? That's just so strange, but I guess it's kind of funny. So that is my first article. What a banger of an article. We learned Patrick Mahomes is healthy. I'm going to be honest, I'm still a little bit concerned about his mobility. So I'm probably not going to draft him or our Kansas City Chiefs players. Hindsight 2020, that probably sounds incredibly stupid, but I just, for some reason, I have this weird feeling that the Chiefs are just ready to tilt and collapse for some reason. There's no reason that they should. There's no reason that they would. But for some reason, I just feel like they're on this brink of collapse. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why. It's just some weird feeling that I have. Um, but that being said, if Patrick Mahomes is available in round 7 or 8 for some reason, oh yeah, I'm taking him. I'm definitely taking him. So good to hear he's healthy. And then we also found out that Frank Clark is making it to practice. So at least an integral, not an integral, but an important part of the Chiefs defensive line is staying. Does that mean I'm going to be picking the Chiefs defense? No. Heck no. I'm looking at Washington. I'm looking at Pittsburgh. I'm looking at. Did the Broncos have a good defense this year? I think maybe San Fran's defense. Like those are the defenses I'm looking for. Baltimore's defense definitely. So not really going after that AFC West or whatever conference he's in. Not looking for that defense. And just to prove kind of how stupid I am, I'm looking at the 2021 non PPR QB rankings. And guess who's number 1 rated by all 4 people? Patrick Mahomes. I just 4th round's too early for him. I'm not taking it 4th round. I don't want to reveal. Well, I'm going to reveal my secrets, but I'm looking to get Justin Herbert. I hope no one's going to take him before I do, but that's a player I've got my eye on. I'd love to have Justin Herbert as my lead because I just don't think it's realistic for me to get Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Dak Prescott. Those are the 3 quarterbacks I'd want, ideally, and maybe I will have to change my draft strategy to get them. But I think most likely I'll get Justin Herbert. Wouldn't be disappointed if Jalen Hurts dropped to me or Ryan Tannehill, Joe Burrow. Honestly, I'd pick Joe Burrow for sure. Trevor Lawrence, like I said, I just have faith in Urban Meyer. There's something in his brain that he just knows. So I'd take Trevor Lawrence. So this is what I'm talking about. Just to go off of what I was saying earlier, 6 of them would get you 20 points week in, week out. And there's probably like 14 that could start week in, week out. Like, so non-PPR QBR ratings: Mahomes, Allen, Kyler Murray, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts. That's the top 10. The only person that I'd be concerned about getting 20 points week in, week out there is Jalen Hurts. Maybe tacking Tom Brady there. Aaron Rodgers, maybe, because of like the restlessness of his situation. Obviously, he went to training camp, and that was a big story that they got his needs met. But there's just so much tension, and but he's a professional. I'm sure that he will still play up to his standards because you see it all the time in soccer. There's all this contract controversy. Oh, this, that, this, and then players, sometimes they end up doing just fine, and they end up playing well. So I feel like most of the time that's what happens. So I'm sure he'll be just fine. But yeah, like I said, so there's definitely 6. So the 6 that I would put to be, solid 20 points week in, week out would be Mahomes, Allen, Dak Prescott, Lamar Jackson, and Justin Herbert. Very young, but I think those guys would be reliable for that. And then the 8 other quarterbacks: Rodgers, Kyler Murray, Tom Brady, Ryan Tannehill, Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford, Matt Ryan. I think, even though he's old, I think maybe that, I don't think that was 8, but Kirk Cousins even, I think, is getting a little disrespected. Like, I think he's at 18 right now in the rankings. I don't know, put him closer to Trevor Lawrence. I'd put him above Trevor Lawrence. I know you can say what you want about Kirk Cousins, but he doesn't have that bad of a rap sheet, in my opinion. I want to see, can I get something better? I don't know. Okay, I guess going like they say, Cousins is back as Minnesota's starter after what was arguably his best NFL season. So maybe that's swaying my head. Is I was just paying more attention to him when he was having his best ever season, but I don't know. Yeah, sure, Minnesota's got a run-heavy scheme, but they still got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. I don't even care if he can't run. I mean, I know that's popular for the other quarterbacks, but I feel like that's like it's basically still the lottery when they get, a rushing touchdown. Like Lamar Jackson doesn't get a rushing touchdown every game. He gets more than Patrick Mahomes. I'd say Patrick Mahomes gets way less rushing touchdowns than Lamar Jackson, in what I'm thinking. And like Justin Herbert, he's probably gonna get like 2 rushing touchdowns this year. There's no way he gets that many rushing touchdowns. So I don't know what ESPN's getting all gooey in their pants about rushing touchdowns for. Dak Prescott, he's not going to get a rushing touchdown. He just tore his ACL. Kyler Murray, I don't think he's probably gotten just a couple. So Russell Wilson hasn't gotten a rushing touchdown since like 2017. So rushing touchdown's not that big of a deal. I'll be right back. I need to close my window again. Went off on a bit of a tangent there. I'm going to bring it back to another article that I think is pertinent. So, following the news of, what's his face? Cam Akers, torn Achilles. They've got this fantasy football 10-team PPR mock draft. So, yeah, since PPR, it's going to be a little bit different than our league since we're just standard scoring, ESPN standard. We don't do PPR. Where does Darrell Henderson Jr. land? So they've got their fantasy experts. They had them do a mock draft. Take a look at the results below. So the participants were fantasy editors Sachin Chandon, Joe Kaiser, Brooks Pryor, Eric Campbell, Mike Triplett, Kyle Sopp, Cameron Wolfe, Marcel Louis Jacques, Tristan Cockcroft, and Keith Lipscomb. So a pretty good drafting committee right there. No Matthew Berry. That woman isn't there that I like. And I don't think the Matthew Berry's compatriot is there either. So anyways, I'll just go through the first round, and I mean it's pretty standard first round though. Like this is what I expect to see for our league for the most part, with one interesting twist. So round 1, first overall Christian McCaffrey. We already know Aiden's likely to go for that. And number 2, Dalvin Cook. I think Alex is up next, so it just depends where Dalvin Cook is like ranked. I don't remember if Derrick Henry is like number 2. You know how ESPN does their rankings. So like because Alex is probably gonna auto draft, so it depends. So he's gonna take whoever's ranked number 2. So I'm not sure if Dalvin Cook or Derrick Henry is ranked number 2, but they've got Dalvin Cook at 2. Travis Kelce was taken 3rd. And that is, I think, an interesting twist. I think that works well for PPR. I think this is where the PPR comes into play. I think that works well for PPR because he gets a lot of receptions, so that's a handful of extra points. But in our league, Travis Kelce should fall to like 8th, in my opinion. Maybe 7th. No, definitely 8th. Then Alvin Kamara is taken, no surprise. Derrick Henry, no surprise. Ezekiel Elliott, that's a bit of a surprise because ESPN has him ranked right now at 11th. So Sopp took him, quote unquote, 6 picks early. Personally, I'm with Sopp. I think Zeke should be taken 6, 100%. I don't see why Zeke shouldn't be a first round pick. I know Zach has some beef with that. Saquon is taken at 7. I think that's reasonable. Honestly, I could see Saquon dropping just because I think he's got those Melvin Gordon knees. Or was it Melvin Gordon? Whoever's got the bad knees for the Rams, or who had the bad knees. I don't know. But I think Barkley might. I don't know why, but that injury, I think it's just going to take a toll on Barkley. I don't know why him of all people. Just a feeling I have. I might be saying this so that he falls to me. I might not. It's up to you to decide. That's not my problem. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys want to let him fall to me, please do. You don't need to, but I wouldn't mind it. Then they've got Tyreek Hill at 8, which I think is perfectly reasonable. Jonathan Taylor at 9, Nick Chubb at 10. My ideal mock draft right now, I'd love to have John Taylor and Nick Chubb on my team. Antonio Gibson went 11th overall, which I'm glad to see that, because I was really considering Antonio Gibson. I wanted him. So if Lipscomb, how would you pronounce that? Lipscomb or Liscomb? I don't know. I'm going to go Liscomb. So if Liscomb is taking him at 11, he's going Chubb, Gibson, 10, 11. I like that. I might follow suit. Liscomb. Thank you. Austin Eckler's going 12. I definitely sleep on Eckler. I don't think he's 12th overall. He's probably like third round pick for me. But I definitely, like I said, I definitely sleep on him. Diggs at 13, Aaron Jones at 14, Mixon, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Swift. I know it's a rule, never pick a Detroit player in your fantasy draft, but I would take DeAndre Swift too. I would definitely like to have him on the team. Najee Harris, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley. I want DeAndre Hopkins on my team, but he's just not going to fall to me where I am in the draft. I'd literally have to pick him like 11th overall, and I think that's too early. So, anyways, to spoil the fun, Darrell Henderson Jr. was taken 40th overall. He was taken the last pick in the round 4 draft, which I think is fair. I saw some idiot on TikTok saying, take him like 9th overall. Like, don't sleep on him. He puts up good numbers, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, bud. No. I mean, I could be eating my words at the end of the season. You never know. So I never want to put too much of a guarantee. I've been saying that a lot. But I don't think Darrell Henderson Jr. is going to be that guy. I really don't. I think he's going to be solid. I think 40th is fair. I think 50th might be more in reason. I'm not going to pick him. I'm not going to be looking for him. He's not going to touch my team. But that's what ESPN says. In response to their own question, where does Darrell Henderson Jr. land? The answer made by Shandon. What's his first name? Sachin Shandon. Sachin Shandon says he goes 40th. Fair enough. I'm not doing it, but you can do whatever you want. So looking at this mock draft still, though, Patrick Mahomes went 5th round, pick 2. He went 42nd overall. That's where I expect him to be. That's where I've seen him in my mock drafts. I'm not. That's why I'm not like bugging to get him. Lipscomb, we literally have like quite a very similar mock draft strategy. He takes Darren Waller in round 3, though. I've been skipping over Darren Waller, but he takes Darren Waller. He also took CeeDee Lamb, which I think is a bit nuts. I'm not taking CeeDee Lamb in the 4th round. But now that I think about it, I don't think that's too bad of a pick. I wouldn't mind taking Darren Waller 30th, but over CeeDee Lamb, I'd probably I kind of want Myles Gaskin. I'd put him on my team. I'd boost him up. George Kittle went 32nd though, but I had George Kittle last year. I don't think I can take George Kittle, and I liked him a lot when I had him, but I don't know. Anyways, Mahomes goes round 5. Next quarterback taken is round 6. Josh Allen, then Kyler Murray. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, like I'm just not gonna have a chance at these guys. Like Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, then Lamar Jackson, then Dak Prescott. Those were all taken in round 6, which I think is very fair. I think round 6 is the perfect time for a quarterback. But just the way that my draft position works out, I'm not gonna have a shot at any of those guys. So I just have to be in my own head. I have to be willing to accept the fact that I'm not going to get a quarterback until round 7 or 8. Liscomb, though, he's dropping way back for the quarterbacks. He's got Cortland Sutton and Will Fuller. I completely disagree with those. At 70 and 71, I would not want to see either of those dudes on my team. I'd maybe take Robbie Anderson. I'd definitely take Raheem Mostert. I'm sure as heck not taking those guys. That's when I think I want to take my quarterback. But he's confident enough to wait it out until round 8 and 9, which he doesn't even take a quarterback yet. When is this guy going to take a quarterback, man? Does he just. Did I miss it? Oh my god, he waited till round 14 to draft Daniel Jones. Why do people think Daniel Jones is going to be a good quarterback? He's not. Like, give up on the dream. So Liscombe, you know what? I respected you, but now I think you're a nutter. I think you're completely deluded. I want to see where Herbert went. Herbert went round 9, late round 9. See, that's what I would do too. I mean, I think that's a little late. I'd be nervous waiting for him to drop all the way back there. I think, especially now that I've projected my desire for him, I think the rest of the league might want to take him. But that's where I take him. All right. So this was a bit of a rambly podcast, a bit of a nowhere podcast. So it's not going to be my best episode ever because I'm still kind of reaching for material. The draft is a long way away. Camps have just finished up. I mean, nothing really cool happened. There might be a little bit more exciting stuff happening over the next, several weeks with preseason games and trades happening. So I'll see you guys when you're older. Probably, even though, I've done 2 Mondays in a row, I probably won't do another Monday episode the following week. Maybe I will out of boredom. Maybe I won't. If something cool happens, maybe I'll come up to it. Or maybe I can just talk more Justice League fantasy history in the next podcast. Or maybe, like I said, I can talk about my season-winning team. I mean, this is my podcast, right? There's no one else here. I could go on forever about that. So maybe we'll do that. I don't know if that's something you guys would want to hear. That's the only problem. But then again, at the same time, do I really care? There's not that many people listening, so I probably don't care that much. I mean, if this was something that I was getting paid big sponsorship bucks for, I'd probably think about it a little bit more. But I'm not getting paid at all to do this. I'm just having fun. I'm talking about fantasy, which is one of my favorite pastimes. Even though I don't take it that seriously, I do like to take it seriously. It's a mixed bag. Anyways, I'm doing the podcast. This has been your League Commish. Have a good pre-drafting season. Have a good August. And I'll catch you later. Thanks for listening. Toodaloo.